Today's episode is sponsored by Sir 007. Thank you for being solid.
That is a very healthy supply of tools. Very pleased with that. Now, what is interesting here is that we're about to get this vineyard emptying. And as of yet, nowhere to put the supplies. Do we come back to the hospitarium and add a few bits to it? I'm hoping then that the cloister will fit in there okay. But we now need to pause all that. But it helps sort of give me an idea of the space. And that we need a door back here. These ones are quite ugly, aren't they? It makes me wonder if I should go to the effort of doing something like this on the other side. Just so it's sort of not so bare. It's a lot of work, I know. But then if we go to the effort of doing that, we would need the buttresses as well. And then we can get some cypress trees in there. Now, so we do those amendments, pause the chapel. Now, my thinking is what we need are the wineries. We're going to need wineries. And we're also going to need granges. So if we get that in there and we'll get that built. Now, I don't know how many granges we're going to need. We may need more than one winery. But we definitely need at least a couple. Right? I suppose we can always move them again if we don't like it. But it's a lot of work, isn't it? I mean, with everything we're already doing, geez. I'm thinking something like back-to-back like this, maybe. So they almost look like one big building. Not sure. It's like full of storage. See how we get on with that. This is built, has workers. Right. Let's get going on this one. I would say we could probably import more polished stone if it'll allow us, if we can. Yeah, so we're already trying to import 50. Let's try 100, see how we get on with that. The king wants wood again. Do you know what? Yeah, okay. We have agreed to deliver a shipment of wood to the king. This one actually gives us kingdom influence. That's kind of cool. We'll deliver that. Get the gold. What I'm going to do is come into here. We're going to do some more free building. Do a lot of that around here. And get the cypress trees. Because the cypress trees we're going to be piling in between these as well, just to break up that grey. So it's really expensive. I think it's a great way of no, that won't let me, of smashing out some of the cash that's building up. You know, if you've got it, you might as well use it, right? Because this doesn't take resources. Oh, the resources are going to be here forever. We are though, aren't we? Here we go. Excellent. Oh, yes. It's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. I'm looking forward to seeing this field fill in. It goes a little bit over to here. I'm looking forward to that going in. I am. I am. We are. Oh. I'm waiting for the winery. I'd like this grange and this grange. I'd like all those to be built. Yes, that's built, so that can start to function. That'll be great. Let's get going. Let's get going. What's interesting is that nobody seems to come here anymore. They have started to come through here. Isn't that weird? Interesting. As a result, I'm wondering, do we get a forester back in and just fill all this forestry in? We need a bit more of a permanent home for this warehouse. Somewhere more related to town, and I do wonder if we should start trying to lock in. Oh, look. The Cunning. Lamet the Cunning. So they're coming, they service Visitor Winery to stock up for the road ahead and visit the Abbatial Church. That's not going to be possible. But do we start locking in the town, the village square here a little bit more? I feel like this would help us start to understand what we need to do to finish establishing this village. We've got all these farms to go, and the Abbey is just going to take an absolute age, and we'll wait for this to sort of slowly sort itself out. We could also see about getting the rest of that treasury built and seeing how far we get with this. We're starting to buy more polished stone for this trade. That is happening. Yeah. And we're going to have to look at this and see if we can sort out the wine first. That's what we've been sort of focusing on. But I would like to try and figure this out more. See if we can start sorting it out. We've got the church here that needs its grounds. We've got to work out what buildings going in here. We're going to need a lot more market stalls. We're going to need a much larger market in this particular village. We are. Now, it can always be really difficult to know exactly what to do in these situations, and it can be a bit daunting. And I think one of the first things that I'm going to do is work out the boundaries, which is something that I always tend to do. And one thing I would like is always start with what you know, and the rest will follow. So I would like this path to be used down here. Same like we have here. I want them to be walking across the front of the monastery. This I know. So in order to make this dream a reality. Oh, look. That's weird. That's a little strange, isn't it? Why has that happened? I object to this. It does say it's adequately sized, though. A little bit strange. If this stuff remains, I might put like wells and whatnot on them, because I think that would be kind of nice. Wells kicking about and whatnot. Anyway, it's going to be so cool. It's going to be so cool. Anyway, in order to make this work how we want, for this to become, we're going to want an entrance to the village through here. Now we know that when we do up these houses, they're all going to have their own borders along here. And then the village is going to need a fence around here, so that when people are coming, they are encouraged to come down around here. That's the plan. And fencing, to me, seems to be the best way to get that done. Now, this is not the final fence. We know this to be true. So we're just going to pop this in. and pause it. And we're going to try to find out exactly how that influences people's pathing and see if they do start to do what I want. Maybe. We've also got all this happening because they can't. Got this happening. Coming all the way around at the moment. The best way to deal with that would be to probably build the emissary. No, because there will be no door back here. Dear me. Well, it's long routes it is then. But we can see here, look, we're already starting to carve a path. So this looks like it might start to work. And then people have changed their routes. They're starting to come in through here. And I'm hoping now they'll stop. They'll come right down here and then down here. And we'll start carving out that path. We can immediately see as well, though, that the butchery is in a bad place. And while I would really like the butcher to be a part of the village square, it has an undesirable look about it. They don't like it. But does that just affect residents? That's what I want to know, because it could be that we could put that in the market. And then if we put pretty things around it, right? If we like put pretty things around it, does it help combat it? You know, this has just got to be like a housing thing. People don't want to live near the butcher, right? Because that doesn't really do anything. It's got to be to do with housing, surely. And it being in market would be okay. Yeah, so I think if I put this near, it's given a brown effect to houses, but it's not giving a brown effect to anything around here, just the houses. So I think this only affects desirability of the residential zones, which means I could have the butchery in town as well, which would be really great, like have him properly part of town, and then we can keep him out in the sticks, out in the woods. We are starting to see people walk back this way, coming around this fence. Cheeky, because it's closer. Let's see. Okay, but the village is going to be like here. No, you mustn't. See how they get on with that. This is outrageous. Okay. Now, because we are going to need a warehouse for various bits. Now, for the moment, it's frustrating because, you know, these things are just in the way, but I don't know where I want them yet, which can be a real problem. But what I do know is that I want to try and carve out the church, because the church is set. So we know that with the church, we're going to want, again, a bit like what we've done before. I don't think these are on curvy. No, they're not. I am going to want to carve out the church's grounds. We are going to want a sort of graveyard type thing. And we want to make sure that we're careful about this residential property here. And I do want the wall to look nice. So I think we might go with that. And what's nice is it just takes normal stone. It's so rare. Such a rare situation. Just give it a couple of trees. Excellent. Right, let that wall get built, I think. These are opening up. Oh, this is great. So I'm thinking we have a look at filling one with grapes, and then we have a look at filling the other one with wine. Now, do we need to import barrels? Yes, we do. We need to start importing barrels. Okay. So here, barrels and barrels. I'm pretty sure we can. We've opened all the routes except the military one. I don't know if we can open the military one. Mind you, saying that, we did get some kingdom influence, but it drains away because of the influence we have elsewhere, because they're not into military. So we're going to buy, and again, I'm going to do 50. They're expensive. Look at that. Twice the price of polished stone. Okay. I might do 20. I might do 20. We'll see how we get on. Yeah, they're walking all the way around here. So I've started to do this route again. I do like these vineyards out the front. I think this is working. But this is curious to me. What's going on here? I feel like it needs to be addressed with some sort of free builds, you know. One thing we could do here is a well. Like there's a logic to that for me. So if we pop a well here, but also some benches and things, some nice decoratives perhaps. Put some barrels here, couldn't we? Oh. We could maybe put some barrels here so it's a working space. And we can do something a little extra. There we go. Just a little something. So it doesn't look so weird, because I think it does look a little weird, quite honestly. Ah, look. So we got them working in the winery. We are a person short here. Okay, let's get a couple more nuns so we can start filling jobs that are missing. That should do it. That should do it. There's a part of me that kind of likes the bakery being a part of the road into the village. I like that. I think. What is this? Increasing trade with Kingstone Abbey. Kingstone Abbey faced trade challenges last season. The abbess aims to improve relations with your monastery and has negotiated better terms with local merchants. They are now ready to offer reduced prices on certain goods at specific times in exchange for increased volume. Okay, so barrels are hard to come by. So Kingstone Abbey pledged to slightly reduce barrel prices in exchange. So we could do that. Trade 1,000 doubloons worth in 28 days and get a trade bonus of 25% on barrels. We could do the same for polished stone or cheese. All right, I think we'll go with barrels. We would like barrels. I am starting to wonder if we need to look at tax, although we would need a tax office over here, I think. We can see the rest of the treasury going up over here. Not this treasury, but this one. That will complete that particular treasury, which would be great. I mean, we're trying to trade in barrels anyway, so why not do that? And if we hit it, great. If we don't, well, we need them regardless, you know. So we're getting some resources in here. Meat and bread added. Now, I think probably roughly where it is works for us. So if you're coming from the village to market, you would walk past the warehouse, which I think's kind of cool. Right, not worrying about this big long path for the time being. I've removed this fence and we're going to build in so it curves around here. That's what we're going to do for the moment, so that we can continue to sort of carve out the space for our village centre. Oh my goodness, we've got some barrels in. Oh, we brought some barrels. Oh, this is great. Look, we spent 500 odd. Brilliant. Wow, does that mean they're actually producing stuff? Not yet. Oh, look, she's taking in a barrel now. She took in the barrels. Oh, they're actually starting to produce wine. That's quite exciting. That is quite exciting. That has started. The process has started. They're making wine. Okay. So I definitely would like to try and fit into here. And we have to be careful again. We've got residential. But I'd really quite like to try and fit workshops and have space back here for things. Not workshops, the warehouses. So I think we need, storage, the warehouse. What will actually fit in here? If I popped a warehouse there, and I want to move that, thank you. And then that means that we can get rid of this warehouse and get everything moved over, which I think would be really great for there. Yeah. Okay. Now, I think what could be really great is getting a granary purely to offload the meat from these lads. Right. Well, we are rapidly running out of money. We've not been able to do this. Oh, no, I know. Put it up to 40, so we buy another 20, even if it bankrupts us. Right, we are starting to run out of lodging space on a fairly regular basis. Right. We could get this in place. Let's build that there, so we have that long draft going straight through. Okay. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's kind of nice, isn't it? Just sort of makes it a bit more of a feature. It doesn't look so weird then. And they are a visitor. Look, and they got to visit the winery. They're really quite happy about that. They are really quite happy about that. I think with this building going in as well, they'd be able to walk in through the front door and then come out here and save this massive walk all around here. It's worth doing, isn't it? It really is. Christia the Dignified, welcome aboard. We are going to be temporarily making you a forester. I feel like we can start filling in more of this forest. So we're going to be doing that just to help them a bit. I think that'd be good. I'm also thinking about buying some more territory back here, but I'm making all this forest because look, they move away from the hunters. It's just, fair cop, innit? It could be that we make another hunting lodge somewhere over here, and we use the two men, and they work different hunting lodges. We swap and change them. That could be something we look at doing as well. But if you definitely want to fill in the forest a bit more, make it thick. Yeah. Actually, what you could do for the moment is just come here, and we are going to see about starting to move this stuff. So the tools, the cloth, and the barrels. There we go. And then over here we'll have him empty this stuff. This is Reg. We'll get him to move stuff over to here. Once this is done, we can move Krista to here and then put Reg over there. move him. Yeah, and he'll be much closer to the village and all that jazz. That'll be good. But look, we actually have wine, which is a bit nuts. It is a bit nuts. Do we start trying to sell it? For the moment, why not? Sell it when we're over, let's say 20. We're going to need it at a later date, but for now, we might as well sell it. Well, the next one is I See Monsters. What I might... I might call you... and you do it with a 0, don't you? I might call you Monsters, the Poet. There's just something really great about that name. Here you go. Welcome aboard. That'll just be great. Do you know what we'll do? We'll dismiss and get you straight into here. As I said, we would do that for you. Then monsters can come and work in here. Just to carry that, work on with Reg. Now, to paint the... Oh, we're probably going to want something a little bit larger. So, keen to get this thicker. I reckon we could get this thicker. You know, just see if we can get it thicker. What we will do, though, is leave this path here for a moment. Just leave all that. Probably see about planting that up. So this will take a while, but at least it's not being chopped down. So I'm hoping that'll help. But it is a temporary roll. It is. Okay. Right then. For the moment, Reg, you move to this one. And this can go. Excellent. And I did arrange to have... Yeah. Okay, good. To get all that. Oh, but did you see that? Did you see that? Look at this. Is no good. Deal with that. Oh, there we go. Right. Excellent. So this is clearing. Oh,